Andy, thank you for joining us after this 1-1 draw with Ebbsfleet. Andy, it was a game today where we struggled for the most part to find our rhythm, and it became attritional really, I guess.
Yeah, I think we never got going really. I think people get deluded at where we've come from and what we're doing. This was never going to be an easy game because they're sitting bottom of the league. We've just come off the back of a fantastic victory against Huddersfield, and I think it was always going to be tough. We never got going at all, and then we gifted them a goal where we switched off, which made it even more difficult. And then we puffed and got back in the game, and I think at the end we've got a goal and probably could have had another one later on, and it would have been a fantastic 3 points. But I came into this game knowing it was going to be tough because they've been in a lot of games, they've picked points up, they're at the bottom of the league, but they've still had a lot of time to work on us. They've had all week with no game, they've done a lot of training sessions, spoke to their gaffer, they knew exactly what we were going to do, and they tried to match us physicality wise and shape wise.
And they did, and there are no easy games, are there? And that's the thing that we need to remember.
That's what we do need to remember, because there is no easy games, and we're still in a league where everyone is full time, and I think a lot of people are perhaps getting a bit ahead of themselves because we've done so well. You know, the days we're not quite at it, that's what can happen, and at the end we could have won it, but for me up to 79 minutes that's a point gain because we hadn't threatened a great deal, nor a day. But you know, they've got a big strong physical team that cope with a lot of their set pieces and our throws, and it was difficult to see where a goal was coming from.
You normally tend to wait for your substitutions, but you obviously moved a bit earlier today, and those substitutes really gave us an energy that was previously lacking in the game. And actually, like you just alluded to, we got back on level terms, and we could have actually nicked it in the end.
Yeah, I made the subs because at the end of the day, we built on set pieces, the Toxie throw, that corner delivery, that hadn't worked. So I looked at it and I thought, you've got the likes of Fletch and Kieran on the bench who are good passers, and I felt that was going to be a better inroad because it wasn't working the other way. So I think we changed it at the right time, and I think they made a big difference, and that's not in detriment to the ones who came on. It was just a different way today to try and get some points out of the game, and I think we were a lot better. Obviously the longer it went on, the more chance we created, and not saying we probably should have won it in the end. But yeah, like I say, teams are going to watch us. They're going to study stuff on us. They've watched everything this week. They told me that about the long throw, about the corners, about how we play for second balls. So they played four in midfield like a diamond to try and stop us getting second balls, which we're good at. And as the season goes on, the opposition are going to get more and more room for us. So we have to be aware of that. And I think today we've come out of it and we've found a way to get something out of it.
And as we said, we could have gone on and won that. It was actually a brilliant save by the goalkeeper in the 4th minute of added time, I think it was. That would have been a win.
That would have been another brilliant 3 points. Like, I came here today knowing this would be difficult because they're at the bottom of the league. Teams at the bottom eventually win a game. We're coming off the crest of the wave. We've played Huddersfield on national TV. Everyone's bleating, and it was a banana skin waiting to happen, if you call that. I don't think it is a banana skin because, like I said, they are full time. We're part time. We've had a game the other night in the National League Cup. We've trained for an hour the other night based on today. So for me, every game is a point gained, and that is a point gained. I just feel, as much as I was annoyed that we didn't go on and win the game, or we didn't start the game, but I was disappointed with the performance, of course I was. But I was disappointed with the reaction of some of the supporters this week, and I mean that. And I think since I've been here, things have gone so well, and I think certain things this week have annoyed me.
Well, fans are fickle, Andy, aren't they? And it's a well-known thing within football, and they in the moment obviously would have felt really annoyed, but so are you, so are the players at the end of the day. But it is ultimately, if we'd have looked at this at the start of the season, Andy, you're getting disappointed out of getting a point in a National League game.
It's not just that though, Kev. I mean, the fact we've signed Callum Powell this week, because obviously we've had a problem with Ben Aquaz out long term. We've got Finney who's missing, so I needed to get a winger in. I know loads about Callum, but that's got a lot of negativity on social media and stuff, and from the first minute they were negative towards him. And I think, whatever you think of Callum Powell, whether he's been here before or whatever, you should back me as a manager and Shamps, because we don't make signings that we don't think are okay for the club. So I think that for me was a massive negative. I think the game as it went on, people moaning from the first minute because we wasn't playing loads of good football and we hadn't scored 3 goals in the first half an hour. I think I've earned the right to be trusted better than that. I know it's only a minority and I know it's football, but I felt a little bit disappointed today. I felt we earned more than that, because we've not beaten a team bottom of the league with an hour gone. That I think some of the lads got booed off at half time. Wow.
Yeah, I can have a lot of sympathy, and a lot of fans would, to be fair, Andy, with what you're saying. Ultimately, it's a point on the board. It's 17 played, 22 points now, and that's way ahead, isn't it? I mean, that is a heck of an achievement, albeit we've got a long way to go.
Of course it is. Don't you? So I'm hungry. I'm really hungry manager. Whatever points I want to get more and more. So today I came wanting 3 points to get us further out that bottom 4. But we've got a point, and that might be vital at the end. We're not going to perform every week. You know, these boys, they work. They put such a shift in, and I've never questioned them. We wasn't good enough today, and we gave a poor goal away where we shut down the wrong areas and we lost their runners and they've scored, and that gives them something to hold on to. But again, as a group, they've still found a way, whether it would be the changes or the lads that were out there, to get something out of it and possibly go on to win it. And every game is tough, we know that, but you say that after Lord Mayor's show, no matter what you say, that was always going to be a tough game today. I wish we'd have played probably York City at home today, because I know we'd have had to be up for that, because they're top of the league. And people think Ebbsfleet, it's going to be easy because they're bottom. Not at all. They've got a lot of good players, a lot of good full-time players. We know that. People here know some of the players they've got. So it was never going to be easy.
Okay. Well, we move on now, don't we, to Oldham away, and a venue and a club and a game really that at the start of the season you look forward to and think actually we should really go and enjoy that occasion next Saturday.
Yeah, that's another way. Puts your feet back on the ground. Wow, look how far we've come. We were going to teams at step 3 not long ago that I won't mention the teams, but clubs where to go there or Oldham, it's like wow to Oldham. How hard have they been over the last few years, and we're competing with these teams. I look at the league table tonight. Some of the teams below us, it's like incredible how far we've come in such a short time, and we have to keep embracing that. And we have to try. We've actually got 2 training sessions this week because we haven't got a game, so we can work on stuff. I'll get more stuff on Oldham and give us a chance. But we know going there is going to be a tough game. Of course it is, but we want to enjoy it. And I know the fans that come there will be behind the team, because they are. I've seen them at Barnet, I've seen them at York, I've seen them at other places, and they are behind us. And we've got loads of time for them.
Final point, Andy. Is there any chance you can get a sneaky fishing trip in before we play Oldham?
No, absolutely not. I'm back working now, so that is no chance of that whatsoever. That fishing trip's gone for a little while.
Okay, well, thank you for your time tonight, and we really appreciate it. We'll catch up with you again next week.
Thanks a lot. Cheers.